What's good, YouTube? This is Boxingwave, and we are back with another quick prediction video, one that I'm very, very excited about. This weekend on the undercard, on a full, overstock card on the Teofimo Lopez Sandor Martin fight this weekend on Top Rank ESPN. Jared Anderson is going to be stepping up to fight Jerry Forrest. All right, this is his first step up, good ranked fighter that's been in there with a lot of people. Jerry Forrest, a vet, he's been in there with a lot of fighters. He's looked good against many of them. He's taken some losses, but this is by far the best name that's going to be on Jared Anderson's resume this Saturday coming up. All right, Jerry Forrest, seasoned vet, like I said, 34 years old. He's been in there with Kubrat Pulev. He's been in there with Michael Hunter twice. He's been in there with Zhilei Zhang, Carlos Takam, Jermaine Franklin, who just had a controversial decision loss to Dillian White. All right, he's been in there with a lot of fighters, and this is a true test for Jared Anderson, who's been out there. He's been saying a lot. He's been calling a lot of fighters out. Recently, he called out Dillian White, basically calling him a bum after the Jermaine Franklin performance. And now that all eyes is on him, it's time to show up. It's time to show out. And you're fighting a guy that's been in there with a lot of other fighters. So now that we're going into this fight, you want to kind of outperform all these other guys like Kubrat Pulev and Michael Hunter and Carlos Takam. You want to go in there and see if you can beat Jerry Forrest better than the rest of these guys who are ranked, who's fought championship fights. You want to see in there what you can do the best compared to all of these guys, especially on your way up. So I like the fight a lot. Jared Anderson, mostly known for his ability to switch. He's a naturally left hand. I think the left hand is his strong hand. But he's able to switch from southpaw to orthodox and make it look very matched. There's been a lot of fighters now. You got Boots Ennis, you got Terrence Crawford. You got so many fighters out there that can just switch at will and make it look real smooth. It doesn't make it look like he's stronger in a certain position or anything like that. But offensively, this kid is a beast. You know, the angles, the amount of different punches that he can throw, and just the combinations, the power, the explosiveness, the volume, and we've seen him fight a little bit on the back foot. I haven't seen him fight on the back foot too much, but him coming forward, being very, very, very aggressive in the fight, throwing a lot of punches. He's been very, very dominant in just about all of his performances so far. He's literally knocked out everybody he's been in the ring with up to this point. All right, and he's undefeated, no draws, no nothing like that. Everybody he's fought, but none of them on paper was as good as a Jerry West. So this is a good fight to test what he really has. Now, when it comes to his flaws, I'll say his biggest flaw really is his defense. Okay, I think he's so offensively gifted. The offensive ammunition he got, he's so strong offensively that it seems that when I watch him fight, he doesn't really, he's not so concerned about what's getting thrown back at him. All right, so when he's coming forward and he's putting his punches together and all that, he's he's not really moving his head. His head is usually dead centered. When he throws his combinations, he's kind of stays right there, right to get hit back. So if he's finding a good enough counterpuncher, he has to worry about what's getting thrown back at him. So when he's coming forward, sometimes his head is just, he's not moving his head like that. He'll slip a shot here and there. He likes to lean back for the most part and counter. He's a very good pull counter fighter, but for the most part, he's not really moving the upper body enough. Not really rolling, not really framing as much as he should. And I think that's one of the key things he need to worry about, especially when he steps up. And hopefully we see a little bit of that when he's in this fight. But offensively, he's been so dominant that even though he gets caught with a good shot here and there, he's been so dominant that he's just overwhelming his opponents, and he's willing to take a hit or two in order to put them away. Now, as far as punching power, the power is there. He's a big guy. He's 6'4", and like I said, he's knocked out everybody he has fought. But I think he's more of a guy that wears you down and beats you down. And I think when he continues to step up, and the fighters that he do stop, I think it's going to be off punch accumulation. I don't think he has like that one punch Deontay Wilder KO power. It's more like a Keith Thurman where, once Keith Thurman was knocking out everybody, then once he stepped up, you know what I'm saying? He got some stoppages here and there, but he wasn't just strictly knocking everybody out. I think Jared Anderson is like an Aerospins type where he just punishes you to the body. He's punishing you up top. He's landing combos. He's countering. You know what I'm saying? He's putting his punches together well. And he's just beating you off just straight, like bullying you. You know what I'm saying? Not like a Wilder type that's just one punch KO, you're knocked out, that's it. So I think he's like one of those type of guys where it's like an Aerospins. He's kind of overwhelming you. You know what I'm saying? So Jared Anderson looks like he has a good. Jerry Forrest, on the other hand, well-rounded southpaw fighter. All right? Well-rounded. I mean, he can slug it out. He can definitely slug it out. He can fight on the back foot. He can fight against the ropes. You know what I'm saying? He got solid upper body. He's able to get out of the way of certain shots and counter. He can set traps, or he can walk you down and come forward and just walk you down and be that bully. We saw that in a little bit in the Zhilei Zhang fight when Zhang started to slow down. We saw that in the Michael Hunter rematch, which I think he actually won that fight. All right. That was a draw, but I think Jerry Forrest was coming forward on Michael Hunter and landing a lot of shots. So he can fight that fight, or he could fight off the ropes and on the back foot like he did against Jermaine Franklin. You know what I'm saying? So I watched a lot of his fights. Like, I know how he gets busy. He does get busy and stuff. So with that being said, this is the best test for Jared Anderson. Now, how do I think the fight is going to go? I think it's going to go well for Anderson. I think Anderson is going to do what he does. I think it's going to take a little longer to put Jerry Forrest away, but I think at some point he's going to put him away. I think the first couple rounds, he's going to win the rounds, but he's going to get caught with some shots, might even slow down, might fight a little bit more cautious out of respect. But I think at certain points in this fight, after the 4th, 5th round, I think he's going to start really stepping it up. And I think that's when, after maybe the 6th round or so, 7th, 8th, 9th rounds maybe, that's where I'm expecting a stoppage. I think he's just going to bring too much power, too much intensity, too much pressure, and the volume is just going to be too high for Jerry Forrest. And I think he's going to just do it better than the guys like Michael Hunter or Jermaine Franklin. I think he's going to do it better than those guys, Zhilei Zhang, all of those guys that fought. I think Jared Anderson is going to do it better, and he should. With all the talking he's been doing, he should put on a show and outperform all of those guys, especially guys like Jermaine Franklin, who just was in a fight against Dillian White. He should outperform him. He should outperform Kubrat Pulev, who's older, but was a top-tier heavyweight at one point. And a Michael Hunter, who was recently, a lot of people felt that he was a boogeyman in the heavyweight division because a lot of guys just didn't want to get into the ring with him for the most part. All right, so I think it should be a good test. I think Jared Anderson mainly just got to worry about his defense. But outside of that, I think he's going to get the stoppage, and I think he's going to outperform all of these guys. I think he's definitely legit. Just mix it up, punches and bunches, go to the body, use those angles, you know what I'm saying, those hooks to the body, and, keep switching it up and cause a little bit confusion. He's been in there with southpaws already, so he's not like unfamiliar with southpaws. And I think he's going to have what it takes, but with all the talking now, all eyes is on you, and you got to perform. You got to do it. You have to get busy. If you're calling out the top dudes and you're confident that you can beat them all, then you got to put up or shut up. And I think this is going to be one of those fights, and the beginning of a bunch of these type of fights or these type of opponents that we're going to get from Jared Anderson. All right, so I got him stopping maybe 3/4 into the fight, you know, 7th, 8th, 9 rounds, I'm thinking. And that's my pick. All right, so this will be on the undercard of Teofimo Lopez against Sandor Martin. Again, like I said, I should be able to cover the fight live. There's a lot of cards that day. There's a few predictions, breakdowns I got to do. I got to do Teofimo Lopez, Sandor Martin. Be on the lookout for that. I got to do Terrence Crawford against David Avanesian. All right, we got Warrington against Lopez as well. So I'm going to try to squeeze that out. But yeah, should be a great fight on a good card. A lot of stars on this card. And I'll see you guys Saturday. Make sure you subscribe. Also, smash the like button, share the video if you could. And I'm out. Peace.